Max, once more with feeling. Hit that air raid timer. Time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, of course, where we overreact to the football weekend and quite a lot to overreact to here on Texas football today. Let's get into it. My three big thoughts. Thought number one, small school chaos, small school shakeup. And
can you read?
And it was I wrote the script. It was not an equal opportunity week of chaos in the state of Texas. Most of, I think, the surprising results from high school football came from the small school ranks. Specifically, Pottsboro beating Gunner was a straight-up stunner. Straight-up stunner. That was a game that wasn't even on our radar. We were just like, yeah, okay, Gunner will just roll over them. It's fine. That was a surprise. They ended their 35-game regular season winning streak. I think Yoakum over Cuero is a surprise. That's a 3A over a 4A. It was a defending state champ in Cuero. That was a surprise, although, look, Bo Robinson's just got him cooking. I think Holland over Mart was a surprise. It was a game on our radar. We kind of said, you know what? Holland's got a chance here. But that game was really tight heading into the fourth quarter, and then and you were at that game, right? Or no, you...
No, I was at Rockwell Rowlett.
Yeah, we got a fun one there.
Yeah.
But that was to me there was some small school chaos there. A lot of chalk in the big schools, pretty chalky in the big schools, but overall, my attention was paid to the small schools because I think that's where you saw a lot of the turnover, a lot of the craziness there. Thought number two, the gap. Let's talk about college football for a minute, and let's talk about. We'll get to SMU North Texas. We'll get to Baylor and UTSA. We'll get to games like that. But let's talk about the two premier games in the state this week. Texas State, Wyoming, and UTEP and Texas Tech. No. We're talking A&M and Clemson, and then Texas and LSU. My stance on college football is that there's only actually about 6 really, really, really good teams every year. I just think there is this tier, this upper crust of teams that are legit title contenders, and then there's everyone else. And I think you saw 2 of them play on Saturday. Clemson, I think that's obviously a contender, and then you had LSU, who looked every bit the part of a contender. That is not to say that Texas and A&M didn't. But I think that we got an actual meaningful measure of how far they are from that upper crust. Now, who's closer? I don't know. I watched pretty much all of that Clemson A&M game, and A&M played a nice first quarter, and then Clemsoned, which is weird because that word has changed over the years.
Right, yeah. The Clemsoning is
Clemsoning is different. But that is... I thought A&M was overmatched. They looked overmatched for the large majority of that game. And that is not because they're not a good football team. Right. That is because Clemson's unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence Lawrence is unbelievable. Yeah. The defense was great. I don't think A&M played particularly well. Let me rephrase. I don't think their quarterback played particularly well. I thought Kellermond really struggled.
I was about to say, Kellermond, based off the throws he was making in the first game against Texas State, it wasn't just playing a team that wasn't as talented. He was making perfect pinpoint passes, and he was missing flats against Clemson.
But A&M has sights set on being a national power, on being a national title contender.
Sure.
I think we saw that while they are closer, there's still a ways to go.
Yep.
The same goes with Texas. The whole is Texas back? Is Texas back? I don't know if Texas is back. I just maintain. I thought they played a pretty good game overall, but the defense did not play well. The secondary did not live up to the DBU shirts they wore. They didn't look good.
Neither team did.
Neither team did. The offense looked pretty good. Sam Ehlinger played really well. The receivers looked great. But in the end, there is this gap. There are these teams at the very, very upper crust of college football, and then there's a gap. We can certainly debate how big that gap is, but I think it's clear that the teams in Texas are on the other side of that gap. Plain and simple. Thought number 3, trend lines. We've got 2 data points now for both college and high school teams. And my thought is look at both of them, weight them equally, judge for, opponent, right? But you can start to see at least where the wind is blowing. Not for every team. There are some teams that remain total mysteries, or teams that we just don't have enough data on. But I do think that with 2 data points, you can at least see where things are going and where things are trending. They may not hold, but I think that there are certain teams that you can look at and say, okay, that team is trending in the right direction. Katie's a perfect example. Katie goes, and in week 1, they beat the number 1 team in the state in Galena Park North Shore, and in week 2, they beat, according to our computer rankings, the number 1 team in the state in Omaha-Tascasita, and they smoke them. The arrow is clearly pointing up for them. Other programs, maybe not so much, but I think with 2 data points, you can start to draw trend lines. 3 helmet stickers. A helmet sticker for Rockwall Heath quarterback Josh Hoover. They played a crazy game against Wiley.
Yeah.
Overtime game. He threw for 455 yards and 5 touchdowns. A helmet sticker for Josh Hoover of Rockwall Heath. A helmet sticker. I didn't think I'd be saying this. For SMU quarterback Shane Buechele.
Mm-hmm.
He lit it up against North Texas. Really impressive. The change of scenery looks like it has really made him, it done him a lot of good.
It's a hand in glove fit, looks like.
Yes. What's funny, I'll tattle on him. I was at the Fox studio.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers was going on, and Steve Buechele, his dad, was on Rangers pre and post. And so I just asked him before the game, or before that night. I was like, "Hey, how you feeling about tomorrow?" He goes, "Hell, I don't know." Well, I'll tell you, Steve, your son did pretty well. Shane Buechele gets a helmet sticker. And a helmet sticker for Karn City running back and linebacker Darnell Spruill. Is that right?
I think
that
it
sounds
is.
right.
I saw that when I came down, and I was like, I think it's Spruill.
108 yards and a touchdown rushing, 10 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries.
Yeah.
That is a play-making dude for Karn City. Darnell Spruill gets a helmet sticker in Monday Morning Fallout. 3 teams to watch. I'm not just saying this
Because of John Velo?
because of John Filo.
Yeah.
But watch out for Comfort.
Yeah.
Comfort's 2-0, and they're looking really good. That win on Friday impressed me, caught my eye. I think that their ability to they held Austin Hyde Park, who's a decent private school team, to 6 points. They've allowed 6 points all year. The offense got going. Watch out for Comfort. Big test this week against Lago Vista, but so far so good for the Bobcats of Comfort. By the way, do you know what their girls' teams are?
This is one of those weird things, isn't it?
The Deer.
The Deer, that's right. Yeah. Bobcats and Deer. Why did we have to separate those? No one knows.
Tarleton State. The Texans go
they're
to
good.
Nacogdoches
Yeah.
and beat a division and beat an FCS team in Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
I know Stephen F. Austin's got a new coach in A&M Commerce or in Colby Carthel, but that was really impressive.
Yeah.
If you're playing, that is fundamentally like an FCS over an FBS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we should treat it. It's a different level, and to go on the road and get that win is very impressive for Tarleton State. They are on that short list of teams that you can dream on to win a national championship. By the way, Tarleton State looked really, really good, and the Colony.
Yeah. What
Did you guys see this?
What got into the Colony?
Actually, Ashley was there. Our friend Ashley Pickle was there. And we sent her to that game, the Colony and Frisco Reedy, and I was like, okay, good test for Reedy, but, they'll win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colony came out and smoked them. Mikey Harrington, their quarterback, looked great. Miles Price is a play-making dude. And that new offense that Rudy Rangel has put in, where it's more high-tempo, more wide-open, boy, it did work. That was really impressive. The Colony, certainly a team to watch. 3 teams to worry about. Cujo, John Tyler. 0-2, a loss to Tyler Lee in the Rose City rivalry. Again, who'd they lose to in week 1? Mesquite Horn.
Mesquite Horn.
Mesquite Horn. So they've lost to 2-6A teams. So
guess
it's not time to hit the panic button.
But I mean,
they're about to be 0-3.
they got the defending state.
They get
champions.
Longview this week, and Longview is the best team they've played.
Yeah.
They're almost certainly going to be 0-3. I'd love to be proven wrong, but that is John Tyler. There's some issues there.
By the way, they have another 6A team come up after that in Euless Trinity.
Oh my God! Whew. Okay, North Texas. Ooh. That you know what's funny? I was sitting here on free money, and I was like, man, why is SMU a favorite?
Right.
That was one of 2 games I missed, by the way.
Yeah.
But that was not a very impressive showing, at least from the defensive perspective. And that is very concerning for a team that does have Conference USA title hopes. Worry about North Texas, and then Ira Ann. I don't know if you guys saw this, but
I did not.
it was an ugly night for the Braves.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just
They lose 65-0 to Ozona. They are through 2 games being outscored 145-6. Remember, this was a team that was they played for a title. They played
2
for a
years
title
ago.
2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Now we've heard the numbers are
3
down.
years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
16. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah. Yikes. Watch out. Anyway, those are 3 teams to worry about, and that is Monday Morning Fallout.